23k, 1 hour 28. So that's approximately the loop from what I remember from looking at the map. And a hard little course. So if you're a true mountain biker and you want a technical course, this race is definitely for you. So in 2024, around August, is the World Championships for the Triathlon Festival, which includes the off-road triathlon, or the cross triathlon, as the ITU call it. And this is the bike course. So it's approximately 25k, and this is a place in Townsville called Pallaranda. And this first part of the trail is called Under the Radar because on top of this hill is a big radar that the Defence Force use. So the start of the course, from what I remember from looking at the race map a while ago, has this fire trail to start with, which is a good opportunity to overtake at this point, because you'll come out of the swim and the riders will sort themselves out. So this will be a good spot to overtake, because as you'll see shortly, when you get into the single track, there's very limited time or place to do it. We hope you like our channel. We love bringing the content to you. How about you shout us a coffee? Link below. So Townsville is quite hot in North Queensland. And here we turn off from Under the Radar Trail, and you see that hill ahead. We kind of go around that and actually up to the top of it in one section. So went to the left there, that track that went to the right, that's where we come back. So it's a big loop. Now they did some work on this track a while back because the World Champs were supposed to be this year in 2022. Because of COVID and everything, it got delayed. So before the 2022 race was going to be on, they came out and did a lot of work on this track. But Townsville is very rocky, and they did remove a lot of the rocks, but as you can see, there's still a heap here. So I'm climbing here, heaps of switchbacks, and heaps of these little sort of, let's call them stone bridges. There's one right now. So you've got to select your gear and make sure you have the momentum to get up over those. So it's very slow through this section. I'm going to say probably the slowest part of the whole course. So another switchback here. And you just switch back your way to the top of this hill. Getting quite high. And again, more of these rocky sections. So as you come out of the switchback, you've got to sort of put the power down. All right, so this is the highest point, I believe. You see Townsville out there on the beach. So we go down. So that was heading north there, or facing north from the lookout. And now we head back to the south. So continuing on this loop, heading back. Now it does go downhill a lot at this point, but there's still a lot of little climbs. So there's no real flow on this entire track except for the fire trail at the start. There's a lot of corners, a lot of rocks, a lot of up and down. So it's a real peddler's course. And I'd call it a mountain biker's course. Got to really put your weight around the bike and make sure you get around those corners well. A lot of obstacles to get over. Can see how dry it is. I suspect in 2024 this is about how the track will be. So here's another little short uphill. Quite windy when I did this Recce ride. So if you are racing and you're trying to overtake someone, or someone's trying to overtake you, it's going to be interesting. You can see those rocks again. So really got to select your gear before you hit these obstacles. One of the few downhill sections, quite flowy here, but not for long. Another one of those little rock bridges. There's heaps of those. They're pretty exhausting because you really got to put a lot of watts down to get up them. It's pretty easy to see where the trail is. Now this is the bridge I was on earlier. So how we're going to get back across this I don't know, because it'll be two-way traffic. But maybe there's another track further on that you can take. I wasn't quite sure where to go here, but I kind of went to the left. And looking at the map later, all these little tracks sort of end up in one area anyway. Another one of those rocky sections. And there's big boulders out here, so you sort of snake your way around all those. Look how slow I'm going there. That's coming around a switchback. So it's not going to be a fast course by any means. And it's quite draining because, as I said, there's no real momentum, there's no real flow. You're just constantly turning and changing gears and pushing up short little climbs. Should be a lot of fun, be a great race. If you want a slightly more technical course, this might be the one for you if you're into off-road triathlon. There's all these little bridges that go across the creeks. So you can see all those rocks, it's just constant. Had my full-length gloves on, and I'm glad I did. I find they just take a lot of the vibration out compared to the fingerless gloves. So I really like wearing these now. These are those Kenny gloves. But as you can see, this is a bit downhill, but you're constantly on your brakes. Well, I am. Trying to get down through this bit of single track and uphill again. Up, down, more of those little stone bridges. I didn't put my foot down, which is good. So you can easily get through the lap without having to get off your bike or put a foot down, hopefully. Now that hill you can see to my left, that's actually Magnetic Island, so that's across the ocean a bit. Great spot over there. So one of the fewer downhill sections, followed by this area where you go through where all these huge boulders are. It's really cool through there. And up here you can see the same. So they somehow cut the track straight through the middle. All the rocks. One of the more flowy sections. And there's just switchbacks galore. So you got to almost stop to get around those switchbacks. And sometimes the track takes you up over those boulders there, as you saw. Another one of those rock bridges. So there's heaps of them. So pretty tiring because you're out of the saddle a lot and you're moving your body around a lot. And once you finish this 25k ride, it's a 10-kilometre run through similar trails. So it should be a great race. It'll be pretty hard. I love the off-road triathlon. So if you're considering doing this race, hopefully this video helps you and gives you an idea of what to expect for the ride. The swim will be in the ocean, which is straight out the front there. 1,500 metre swim, if you're interested. another switchback. So they're just everywhere. And then you come out of the single track, there's this little bit of path, which is actually uphill here. So you push up this little bit of path, but you're off the single track back to the finish now. A couple little water bars you can jump over. Across this bridge, and it spits you out at the car park. So back onto sealed surface. So you follow this through for about 400 or 500 metres. And it brings you back to where I started. And this will be the transition area. So there you go. If you're thinking of giving this race a crack, there's the bike leg for you.